Hello, sports fans. It is Thursday, January the 31st, the year 2013. And as usual, a lot to get to in the sports world, so let's get it going right now. Before we get to our Super Bowl pick and before I give you some movie previews, let's recap what happened last night. Let's start in the NBA. Miami went into Brooklyn and just pasted the Nets. I mean, Miami really flexed their muscles last night, and Brooklyn looked like a team that is not ready to play with the big boys. Miami hammered them in the third quarter. Miami looked like a championship team, and Brooklyn looked very mediocre last night. Brooklyn is a good team, but they cannot hang with the elite teams right now. And when Miami plays their A game like they played last night, they beat everyone. LeBron good, Wade good, Bosh good, the bench was good. Miami played a really spirited game, and they just pummeled the Nets in Brooklyn. Chicago beat Milwaukee. The Clippers beat Minnesota. The Knicks beat Orlando. Denver beat Houston. And Phoenix beat the Lakers, and Dwight Howard got hurt, and Gasol is now grumbling. So much for the Lakers with their unity. They've turned the corner. All that malarkey. Phoenix beats the Lakers last night, and Phoenix was the worst team in the West coming into last night's play. The Lakers had won 3 in a row. They lose to the Suns last night. Gasol griping that he was benched in the fourth quarter the other night. D'Antoni unhappy about that. What a shock. Dwight Howard gets hurt again. He's got the sore shoulder again. As usual, just when you think the Lakers are going to do something, they have a terrible loss like this, and then here we go with the grumbling. Here we go with the Dwight Howard injury. I'm sure Kobe now is going to go tweeting and talk to Yahoo or Stephen A. Smith, and, you know, we're going to hear another million quotes from Lakerland. So, like I said, I don't believe that the Lakers are back. I don't believe the Lakers are a serious championship contender. They're going to be lucky to make the playoffs at this point. As far as your college basketball last night, #1 Michigan rolled over Northwestern. Indiana just smacked Purdue at Purdue. I thought that game might be a little closer. It's a big rivalry. The game was at Purdue. Not so fast. Indiana's an elite team. Purdue is not. Duke beat Wake Forest. Duke really misses Kelly. They even struggled last night. Stanford upset Oregon at the Farm in Stanford. And Miami continues its winning ways. They beat Virginia Tech. St. John's also continued their winning ways. They beat DePaul. They have a tough stretch of games coming up. St. John's has 4 really brutal games coming up. At Georgetown, home for Connecticut, at Syracuse, at Louisville. That's a tough stretch. St. John's will be lucky to win 1 game there. LSU upset Missouri. Kansas State destroyed Texas. What's with Texas athletics? My goodness, the basketball team is terrible. Rick Barnes is going to be lucky to survive this. They can't continue to play like this. They're dead last in the Big 12. And Florida beat South Carolina by like 100 points last night. I think the score was like 76-30. I mean, what a debacle. It was like 40-8 at one point. So Florida, really good team. That was your college basketball. As far as your NHL last night, Ottawa beat Montreal. Vancouver beat Colorado. Minnesota beat Chicago in a shootout. Really nice game. 2 very good teams. Minnesota is much improved, and Chicago looks like a really good team. So that's what kind of happened last night. You know, not an overwhelming night in the sports world, but you did have some things going on. Okay, finally, after 2 weeks, it's Super Bowl time. Finally, after all the hype and the quotes and the stories and the Ray Lewis, you know, did he do performance-enhancing drugs? And, you know, Harbaugh versus Harbaugh, Randy Moss, you know, Flacco talking about the Super Bowl in New York next year. Finally, all that's out of the way. Let's get to the actual game, thank goodness. Let's get to the game. Ravens in San Francisco. San Francisco is -3.5 right now. They're a 3.5-point favorite. Both teams have a chance. I think it's a very competitive Super Bowl. It's a different Super Bowl. I mean, it's the first Super Bowl in like 12 years where you don't have like Brady or Peyton Manning or Roethlisberger or Eli Manning. First time you got 2 different guys in here with Flacco and Kaepernick. Ravens on this magic carpet ride. I mean, they are on a magic carpet ride, and we've seen these magic carpet rides go all the way and win the Super Bowl. The Giants did it twice. The Steelers with Bettis, the last year Bettis played, they were on a magic carpet ride. Hard to go against these magic carpet rides. I mean, Denver should have beat Baltimore. Denver had that game in the bag. Messed up that big bomb that Flacco threw down the right sideline, the 70-yard pass to tie it up. Baltimore wins in overtime. Then Baltimore wins in New England. Ray Lewis, you know, is he going to go out a winner here? I think Flacco is going to play well. I like Bolden. I like Smith, the receivers. I like Ray Rice at running back. The defense is playing much better for the Ravens. They weren't playing good at the beginning of the year, playing much better at the end of the year. Same thing with the offense. Since they fired their offensive coordinator, they've really turned it around. So you like a lot of things from Baltimore. Same thing with the Niners. You have to love Kaepernick, what you've seen from him with his running, with his throwing. Crabtree has become a really nice receiver. They still have Randy Moss. Gore is a very good back. San Francisco's got a good defense. They have a really good punter. The punter could play a big factor in this game. He can launch some punts. Now, the kicker for San Francisco, very shaky. If you're a 49er fan, you have to be worried that, you know, the last second kick will come down to Akers, and he is very, very shaky at this point. So that's the story with the kicking game. I mean, to me, the keys to this game, I think it's Kaepernick. I mean, I've said it all along. Kaepernick has only played half a season. I mean, it's unprecedented what he's doing. You don't really play half a season and then go on to win a Super Bowl. I think he can get it done. I mean, he's shown me a lot. I mean, he throws an interception against Green Bay to start off the playoffs. Green Bay runs it back. They're down 7-0. He doesn't get flustered at all. He has a huge game, and they bomb Green Bay. Then the week after, they go to Atlanta. They're down 17-0 on the road. They're down, 24-14 on the road in Atlanta against a tough team. Kaepernick, unflappable, leads them back. I think the difference in this game is Kaepernick's legs. I think that's going to win this game for San Francisco. Remember, when Baltimore played Denver and New England, Brady and Manning are stationary targets. They cannot move. Even when it's like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, you are never worried about Manning or Brady running for a first down. Kaepernick, he sees an opening, he's going, and he's going far. I think that's going to be the difference in this game. In these 3rd and shorts, not only do you have to cover the receivers and the running backs, you have to cover Kaepernick. He's so fast that on a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, he can get you that first down. He can make that big play. Those are difference-making plays. I think Kaepernick's legs get the job done for San Francisco. I like San Francisco to win this game close. I like them by 4 points. I think they cover the spread. Do I give Baltimore a chance? Absolutely. Baltimore's on a magic carpet ride. They beat Denver. They beat New England. No reason why they can't beat San Francisco. But I think San Francisco with Kaepernick's legs get the job done here. Watch him make some big scrambling plays that Brady and Manning could not do. Watch Kaepernick's legs be the difference in this game. I like San Francisco by 4 points in what should be a very, very competitive Super Bowl. I like the Super Bowl. It's a different Super Bowl, but I do like it. San Francisco by 4. Kaepernick's legs the difference. Of course, you have Alicia Keys singing the national anthem. You have Beyonce at halftime. You have all your commercials. You have all that hype. To me, I could do away with all of that. I'm a hardcore football fan. They cater to the non-football fan for this game. Even the people in the stands are not your hardcore football fan. That's why I don't love the Super Bowl. I think there's way too much hype. There's too much nonsense going around. But I do think once we get to the game, it's going to be a very competitive, close Super Bowl. Niners by 4. Kaepernick's legs the difference. Him scrambling around, getting those key first downs, picking up those scrambling yardage. I think Kaepernick's legs get the job done. Niners take the Super Bowl. They win it by 4 points. All right, since we have some time, I'm going to go through a few movie reviews for you movie fans out there. I'm going to give you some old movies I've seen recently. I got to get to some of these new movies. Some of these movies that are up for the Oscars, like Lincoln and, Argo and, all these other movies that are up for the Oscars. There's a ton of them. I got to get to all these new movies. Hopefully I'll get to them before the Oscars are here. But some old movies that I've seen recently that you might want to check out if you haven't seen them. Or if you've seen them, you may want to watch them again. If it's a good movie, you can watch it over and over again. Let's start 1993, a Western, Tombstone. Tombstone with Kurt Russell playing Wyatt Earp, Val Kilmer playing Doc Holliday. You got Sam Elliott in there. You got Bill Paxton, Dana Delaney, Billy Zane is in there. I like this movie. I think it's a solid, solid Western. Out of 4 stars, out of 0 to 4, I give it a solid 3 stars. Very, very good movie. I like the villains in the movie. There was really some good stuff. And how about Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday? He steals the show. Val Kilmer steals the show in this movie as far as I'm concerned. I give Tombstone 3 out of 4. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. U-Turn. U-Turn, 1997. That's with Sean Penn, who's a fabulous actor. Billy Bob Thornton, Jennifer Lopez, John Voight, Nick Nolte. This is like a Pulp Fiction type of movie. Not as good as Pulp Fiction, but kind of that crazy stuff going on type of movie. Definitely kept me entertained. Out of 0 to 4 stars, I would give it 2.5 stars. U-Turn, 1997. Check it out. A lot of stars in that movie. If you like Pulp Fiction, you're probably going to like this movie. Here's a different type of movie. Fear, 1996. That's with Mark Wahlberg. Reese Witherspoon was when she was just getting started. William Peterson and Alyssa Milano in the movie. I mean, this movie is not for everyone. You know, you got some crazy stuff going on. The ending gets really, really wild. I mean, it gets really wild at the end. I still would give it out of 4 stars, 0 to 4, 2.5 stars. It kept me entertained. I did like it. It's not for everyone. I did like it, though. Mark Wahlberg, I mean, was really good in this movie, and so was Reese Witherspoon. I would check it out. 2.5 stars for Fear. In the Line of Fire, 1993. That's with Clint Eastwood, John Malkovich, and Rene Russo. Clint Eastwood is a Secret Service agent. John Malkovich is looking to cause some havoc for him there. So it's Malkovich against Clint Eastwood. 3 out of 4 stars for me. Anything with Clint Eastwood is good. I mean, In the Line of Fire, definitely check it out, 1993. Here's a terrible movie. Waterworld with Kevin Costner, 1995. Now, I saw this movie the first time, and I gave it 0 out of 4 stars. And I said, you know what, maybe I was being hard on the movie. Maybe I was in a bad mood when I saw it. I watched it again, and you know what? It was still 0 out of 4 stars. This was a painful, painful, painful movie, Waterworld. Could be on my top 20 all-time worst list. I mean, just a deplorable, despicable movie, Waterworld. I mean, I cannot believe I sat through it for a second time. 0 stars, Waterworld. What else do I have here for you? All right, the year 2000, Gladiator. Has anyone not seen Gladiator with Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix? Joaquin Phoenix should have won an award for this. He got robbed. He didn't win the award. Joaquin Phoenix is a tremendous actor. We know about Russell Crowe. If you haven't seen this movie, it's a must-see. It's, to me, at least 3 out of 4 stars, if not 3.5 out of 4 stars. Some people would give it 4 stars. Tremendous movie about gladiators back in the day. Really, really intense movie. Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It was the year 2000. And if you have seen it, definitely watch it again. It's worth watching over and over again. Tremendous movie, Gladiator, the year 2000. And the last movie I'm going to give for you, 1994, The Shawshank Redemption with Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. That's about a prison movie. They're in prison. Just a to die for movie. I would give this 3.5 out of 4 stars. The Shawshank Redemption, one of my favorite movies of all time. You can never go wrong with Morgan Freeman, and Tim Robbins played a great part. You will not be disappointed. I mean, if you haven't seen The Shawshank Redemption, please check it out. 1994. So those are some of the older movies that you should check out. And like I said, if you've seen them, definitely watch them again, because they're definitely worth watching a second time. I have to get to some of these new movies like Lincoln and Argo and, all these others that are up for the awards. I haven't seen any of these new movies yet, and there's a bunch of them out there. So I got to get to all them. As far as what to watch for over the weekend, let's get to what to watch for. As far as tonight goes in your NHL, you have Buffalo at Boston. You have the Islanders at the Devils. Really nice game. Pittsburgh at the Rangers, Madison Square Garden. Really, really juicy game in the NHL. Friday, you have Washington at Philly, Detroit at St. Louis, Vancouver at Chicago, Pittsburgh at New Jersey, Montreal at Buffalo, Tampa at the Rangers, Anaheim at LA, Sunday, Washington at Pittsburgh, Montreal at Ottawa, Islanders at Jersey. Those are some of your NHL games to keep an eye on. NBA tonight, Oklahoma City at Memphis. Memphis just traded Rudy Gay. I had a feeling they were going to trade him. They needed to free up some cap room. Golden State at Dallas. Friday, Indiana, Miami. You got Brooklyn, Chicago. You got the Knicks in Milwaukee. Utah, Portland. Lakers, Minnesota. Saturday, Chicago, Atlanta. Utah, Portland. Sunday, Clippers, Boston, Lakers, Detroit, Miami, Toronto. So you got some NBA games to watch. As far as your college basketball, tonight, Gonzaga, Loyola, Marymount, Arizona, Washington, Butler, St. Louis, Illinois, Michigan State. Illinois got to really start playing better ball. Friday, not much going on. Saturday, you got some nice games in college basketball. St. John's, Georgetown, Kansas State, Oklahoma, Miami, NC State, Oregon, Cal, Syracuse, Pitt, Duke at Florida State. Duke always struggles there. Ole Miss, Florida, very nice SEC game. Oklahoma State, Kansas, and the big game on Saturday. If you want to watch one game over the weekend, Saturday night college basketball, #1 Michigan at #3 Indiana. That is must-watch TV. If you can't watch it, set your DVR. Indiana is going to be a madhouse there in Bloomington. #1 Michigan coming in. They are going to be off the wall at Bloomington. They're off the wall for just a little game. Imagine this catastrophic game, how they're going to be. The fans are to die for there. So definitely check out Michigan and Indiana over the weekend. So that's what you have to keep an eye on over the weekend. And of course, the big Super Bowl on Sunday. Like I said, I like the Niners by 4 points. Kaepernick's legs the difference. I hope it's a good Super Bowl. I hope it's a competitive Super Bowl. I think it will be. I hope you guys enjoy the game. Hope you enjoy your Super Bowl parties. You guys stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you Monday. We're going to recap the Super Bowl. We're going to recap everything that's gone on since. You guys, thanks again. I will talk to you on Monday. Take care.